Yes guys, Stefan from SPT Systems. So this is going to be the start of my long format YouTube videos. I've not made one in a while, but I'm going to start uploading them regularly. So what I want to get into is why the majority of people fail to basically do their transformation to, lose weight. Give me 2 seconds. Just wanted to make sure everything was working, the camera was still on. So there's a few reasons why the majority of people, when they try and, lose weight, have a sick transformation, like a few of my clients, for examples, and why it doesn't work out. The reason being is they haven't got the discipline and they don't stick to it because they set themselves unrealistic goals. Now let me break this down. So unrealistic goals is, you're going to go through it. It's going to be 12 weeks. You're going to start seeing changes in the first week, every single week. And it's just going to be very smooth, but that's not the case. It's not how it works. Weight loss is never linear. You're never going to keep losing weight every single week. For that duration of time. It's going to be up and down. Water can affect it, food can affect it. Too many things can affect it for you to lose weight every single week. Yes, you might have stints where you're losing 1 kilo a week and it's sick, but it's just not how it works. You have to just embrace the process. Now, what I mean by this is just go week by week. Make sure you're tracking your metrics, your weight. Your weight isn't the only one. You've also got your checking pics as well. Just be realistic with it. Set micro goals throughout. Doesn't help we've got people unrealistic body expectations. For example, a big one at the minute, Sam Sulek. Nothing against him at all, but if you're a guy that's training, you're not on any gear, you're natural like myself, like my clients, majority of my clients, you're not going to get a physique like that, especially as how young he is. You have to just take it week by week. Now, that saying, one thing that throws people off is obviously 1, unrealistic expectations, but 2, food. If you're doing it by yourself, people just think, I'm going to eat healthy, chicken and rice, oats in the morning, maybe sweet potato and minced beef. You don't have to eat like that. You can eat what food you want. You can have spaghetti bolognese, you can have cottage pie, you can even have pizza, as long as it's macro friendly. I'm going to put a few recipes on the screen now from examples that I give to my clients, stuff I use myself as well. You can have a fry up in the morning, as long as you have bacon medallions, light sausages, beans, low calorie bread, eggs obviously, you're fine. You just have to make the small changes. Nutrition is a big one. It's 2024 now. You don't have to eat fucking chicken, rice and broccoli 3 times a day, tuna, dry rice. You don't have to eat like that. You can have steak, you can have burgers, you can have pizza, you can eat what you want. As long as you know how to cook and you know how to get the right ingredients so you're eating low calorie food, you're going to be fine. But people just overcomplicate it. It really doesn't need to be overcomplicated. Let me just load this up now. Unrealistic example, we've got Sam Sulek. Let me just type him in. I have to cut his hair, I think. Looks different from last time.
Professor Hunnam sets the standard for tradition and values.
Apocalypse. Ruin YouTube.
Really not insanely bagger. This thing off. Let's roll. Angle.
Yeah.
That I'm just not used
Geezer
to.
looks ridiculous.
Honestly, I think that was probably it. But apart from that,
Fair play to him. He's got a very decent physique, but that is not going to happen even within a year, even if you are assisted on gear.
oh, dude, I feel pretty fucking hard.
Like, one thing you have to take into consideration is not only is he on gear and a lot of it, he also has sick genetics as well, so he's naturally going to look better than other people in regards of muscle gaining. And yeah, just not something to strive for, that's not healthy. I think as the fitness community, the majority of the people in the fitness community aren't in it for fitness or health. They're in it for vanity reasons, whether it's to look good just for other guys, which the majority of the time it is. If you're fucking huge in the gym, you're not going to get many compliments off girls. It's going to be guys. When you're getting shredded for girls in the fitness community, dating, or even bodybuilding, it's just not realistic. Like myself, for example, my transformation, I lost 76 pounds in 2022, January to November. I'll put the transformation up here. If you look at these pictures of the check-ins, I lost small amounts every few weeks. Initially I didn't really see much change, but again, that's why I hired a coach. But even, people with a coach, they'll give up within, a few weeks. And people just have to learn, these things take time. It's not, necessarily the coach. Yeah, you can get bad coaches, but if you're not sticking to it, having realistic goals, you're not going to achieve what you want to achieve unless you stick to it. Like, yes, you can change in 12 weeks, completely change your body, but the majority of people aren't going to do it. That's just the way it is. But if you stick to it, you're going to get there. You don't understand. If you kept going, you will get the results. It's consistency. I know you hear it piping all the time, but it really is consistency. You have to be consistent with what you do. Look back as well. If you look back, how much did you follow the diet? How much were you ticking your step count every day? Were you training hard? Were you ticking all the workouts off? Just because you sign up with a coach doesn't mean you're automatically going to get results. We're just the blueprint, we're the guide. You're the one steering the ship. We're just showing you which way to go. So that's another reason, diet. But I'll leave a recipe book below, just so, and if anyone wants to download it or, comment below, and I'll send it to you. Yeah, diet, that's another one as well. You have to learn to cook, find out your favourite meals. You already know your favourite meals, and just find the healthy way to cook it. For example, a burger, don't have a quarter pounder, the really fatty one. Get a lean beef burger, or make your own with 5% lean beef. If you're having spaghetti bolognese, don't use 18% ground or minced beef, use 5%. Stock it up with some vegetables, celeries and carrots like you're supposed to in bolognese. Even with, noodles or pasta, fresh pasta made with eggs, got more calories in. I'm actually allergic to eggs, so I won't be eating that. But, I'm just saying it for you guys. And it's the little stuff as well, like, people think they're eating healthy. Oh, I've been eating, a handful of nuts here and there. Handful of nuts can be like 600 calories. Like, just because it's nuts doesn't mean it's necessarily healthy. I'd argue, try and stay away from nut butters, nuts, whole nuts, these nuts.
Got it!
When you're dieting, because they're just a very high calorie food and it's not really worth consuming. Save them for lower calorie food so you can eat in more high volume. You've heard them all say, you've heard Greg Doucette say it, Remington James is a good one as well. They all say it, but it's true. And then the last one is training. This is a big one. I've had this with a few clients. If you're training with a training partner and they're doing a certain split, that certain split isn't necessarily going to be perfect for you. You could be training with them, your training partner's making loads of progress, absolutely smashing it, and you're just there like not really changing too much. Don't do a split just because your training partner's doing it. I cannot express that enough. Do a split that works with you, works around your lifestyle, that's actually going to help you achieve what you want to achieve. For example, I know my client, he's not going to be asked me saying this, he achieved a really good transformation. My client Wasim, I'll put his transformation up here. He was doing a split with his training partner, and his training partner was smashing it, PRs, and he just wasn't really making any progress. Then he obviously came to me for coaching, and I told him, like, listen, this is working for him because his job, what he does outside of work, but look, you're way more busy than him, you need to do this. So he did something like, I think it was a push-pull legs. We did that, and he did this transformation in like 16 weeks, and he'd been training for like a while before. But it's just about knowing your body, trying different things, trying them long enough as well. That's the thing. Training, do not give up on a training split after like 4 or 6 weeks. You need to do a training split for like 16 to 20 weeks, I'd say, to see the full benefit of it. Then change. You need to get strong in all rep ranges, compound lifts. I used to do powerlifting, not competitively, just for fun, but full focus with strength. Come away from that now, just want to be leaner. Probably get a bit back into strength, but not as much as I was, because I was big. But compound lifts, getting strong in all rep ranges, especially if you're natural, because it utilises the frequency aspect of it. You got your volume, intensity, and frequency. Volume is reps and sets. Frequency is how often you train a muscle group. Intensity is how hard you go. You want to up your frequency, do compound lifts every workout. Squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, based on your workouts around those. Because it's a full body movement, you're going to be incorporating the frequency aspect without even trying. People don't understand how much core strength, how much back and shoulder stability it takes to do like a big squat. Same with deadlift as well. People use it for back or legs. The age-old question, does deadlifts work your back or your legs? Both. And also other muscle groups as well. So you need to take that into consideration as well. People don't train intense enough. I've been guilty of this as well. Since I've lost weight, I kind of shit myself about lifting too heavy because I don't want to snap my shit up. Touch wood. I haven't actually had any serious injuries. I only hurt my back once and it recovered in like a week or 2 weeks. Thank God. But yeah, you just need to train more intense. Not that you're going to injure yourself, but really push yourself towards failure, especially on these compound lifts. Obviously do it safely, get a spot, put the safety bars up when you squat. Too many incidents of people fucking themselves up while not having the safety bars up. Injuries that could have easily been prevented. But it's just little stuff like that with training. You need to pick a split that works with you. If you're working 12-hour shifts 4 or 5 days a week, training 6 days a week isn't really an option. You do it, you probably get burnt out. you wouldn't be recovering very well. You'll probably be better making better gains doing a full body 3 or 4 days a week. Honestly, like through coaching myself now, I've been doing it 4 years now. That's one big thing as well. Don't try and overdo it. There's too many people that think you need to train 6 times a week like a fucking Mr. Olympia bodybuilder to actually progress. But you don't. 2 seconds. 6. So I just have to keep checking we're still recording. So if I'm talking, oh my God, fucking loom as well, shit like that. If I'm talking for ages and I don't check and it's not even recording, I'm like, cheers. I hope that helped anyway. That's just a little breakdown of the main 3 things you need to look at. So basically it was nutrition, unreal expectations, training. And then the last one, bonus one, accountability. Listen, if you've promised yourself 2024 is the year you're going to change, you need to do it. There's nothing worse than betraying your own promises. If you said to yourself, I'm going to wake up at so-and-so, I'm going to eat this, I'm going to train this because I want to look like this, you need to keep ticking the boxes. But again, it comes back to unrealistic expectations. Do not do something that is unmanageable. Take it with baby steps. This is a thing with accountability as well. Kind of falls under training. You don't have to do everything. I preach, this is kind of against what I preach, but you do have to do everything at once, but take it in steps. Like, you don't need to be doing 50 minutes on the fucking Stairmaster or running when you first start. It's just not how it works. You need to start off just with a calorie deficit, a small one, or even maintenance calories. Sort your step count out if you can, 10,000. If you can't do that, then you can do like a little HIIT workout instead because it takes less time. I understand people are busy, they can't really do 10,000 steps, not everyone. Structure it like that. Calorie maintenance, train with progressive overload, the step count. Get those 3 things nailed first. Progressive overload is essentially where you just progress your lifts, whether it's your form, your reps, the sets, just trying to improve a little bit. Microloading, that's a good one. That basically means where you add in a small amount of weight on each time. So, let's say you're doing a squat at 120, 5 sets of 5. Week 1, 5 sets of 5, 120. Week 2, 5 sets of 5, 122.5. You just put 2.5 kg on, so 1.25 plates, one each side. The biscuits, as I call them. That is progressive overload. Then obviously the next week after that, it'll be 125 because you're adding a 2.5 each side. You don't need to do 10 kilogram progressions like every single week. I've done it before when I was powerlifting, but fuck me, like I was putting all my energy into, I wasn't as busy with coach, I was putting all my energy into powerlifting. It was like lockdown and just post-lockdown, so I had a lot of time. Obviously I was fat as fuck as well, which helped a lot. People don't realise mass moves mass. People always get shocked at my transformation, but yeah, it was difficult, but looking at it from a grand scheme of things, not really, because I stopped powerlifting, I stopped eating everything in sight, the seafood diet, just to lift some weight. Then I started eating within my, sensible calorie range. Basically just stopped eating like an arsehole, essentially. That's the other thing as well, so the accountability side of it. Do not get obsessed with the scale weight as well. Yes, track your weight consistently, but don't let it affect your mood. I've discussed this before. Cup of tea here. This is probably like half a litre. If I drink 2 of these, if I step on the scale, drink 2 of these, I get off. Oh, I'm a kilo up. Oh, you added body fat in like 1 minute? No. You just drank two cups of tea. Water, fluids, food, stress, everything affects scale weight. So as long as it's going on a downwards path on a month by month basis, you're all good. If you go to sleep a little bit later than usual, you have your meals different times, your weight's gonna vary. Great, that's cold. Tastes like shit. Food as well. If you're eating, like I said, food, if it's not undigested, especially after Christmas, when I'm recording this, we're in January now, probably still got some undigested food from you from last week, because I know you've not got on your diet on Monday the 1st of January, because even I didn't. I know everyone said they were going to, but nobody fucking did, because we're humans, we're realistic, it's not going to happen. Especially New Year's. Fuck me, I was hanging like shit. I managed to get to the gym though. I said to myself, nah, you've got to go to the gym. I ended up in pure gym till like midnight. It was a joke. I was just sweating my absolute arse off. Yeah, essentially, track your weight month to month basis. Track it on a weekly basis, but don't get too stressed about it. Like, it's a fucking number on a scale. Progress pictures, that's where you want to see the difference. As long as you're progressing each week slightly on your progress pictures, you're all good. You're not necessarily going to see them yourself. That's why it's good to have a coach, an outside look into it, and get somebody else's opinion, because if you're looking at yourself every single week, you probably won't see the progression, but you will be progressing if you're doing everything right. Just fulfilling your promises. Don't be that guy that's trying to that says he's going to do something and doesn't do it. Or better yet, just don't tell anyone you're doing it. Just do it. Work in silence. I know a lot of people say that, but when you put on your fucking Instagram story, working in silence, you're not working in silence, are you? You've just told everyone about your fucking silence. This video is a little bit of a mess. I tried to give it a start, a middle and ending. Didn't really work out too well, but I'm going to be making a lot more of these. Let me know if you liked it below. Comment, share, subscribe. I can't believe I'm turning into one of those guys. Fucking subscribe. But yeah, let me know any topics you want me to cover. But I hope this helped. You can do it. If I can do it, you can fucking do it. If you are interested in my one-to-one online coaching, I'll have my website linked below, or you can comment coach below, and I will get back to you. Thanks for watching, guys.